Hello, my name is Zach, and this is Magic the Gallery, a channel all about appreciating the beautiful and wonderful art of the Magic the Gathering card game. So far, I have covered white and blue cards from Ikoria Lair of Behemoths. Today, I'm going to take a look at my favourite black ones. Quick disclaimer, art is subjective, and while I am discussing my opinions, you are very much entitled to your own. I would love for you to disagree with my choices and to explain why in the comments. My first card is Blood Curdle by Antonio Jose Manzanito. This card is only at number 5 because while the art is great, the subject matter is pretty simple. Blood Curdle shows a nightmare wolf in the centre of the foreground. The creature is identifiable as a nightmare-clad Ikorian monster because it sports the token features of having an extra pair of legs and more than a normal number of eyes. The art in this card is quite menacing. The wolf is baring its fangs, and there are purple wisps arcing around its head, which give the impression that it is growling. This is supposed to tie in with the name of the card, Blood Curdle. The wolf is sparking fear in the heart of its prey with the sound that it makes. Traditionally, people think of a blood-curdling howl, which the wolf is clearly not doing, judging by its open jaw. However, the image does still clearly convey the concept of a terrifying sound and presence coming from the beast. There are blue crystals present on the card, which is the only environment we can really see. I like this card because of how well the wolf was painted. The texture in the fur is amazingly detailed, and the nightmarish features are subtle yet clear. To be truly honest, I think this art is wasted on an instant. I would have loved to play this as a creature and get to see it curdle my opponent's blood when it hits the field. Card number 4 is Call of the Death Dweller, which was illustrated by Vincent Proce. Vincent has created a horrifying scene in which the apex predator of the Indartha triome, Nethroi, is summoning two grotesque nightmare creatures which are emerging from a swamp. These creatures are a perfect nightmare. They have lots of eyes, lots of limbs, and they are covered in gross bumps and wiry hair. The nightmare on the right almost looks like it has a second head near its mouth. There is a really nice purple glow where the creatures' bodies break the surface of the marsh, which illuminates their features from underneath and makes them seem all the more menacing. The trees in the background are leaning forwards over the water, like they are closing in on the viewer. They are also leaning away from Nethroi, emphasizing their power and making the whole image seem to be drawing from that point. Faint clouds of mist add a murky atmosphere, and the water is eerily still. Even where the nightmares are rising up, there are few ripples, which makes them appear to rise slowly and silently. This makes the scene all the more frightening. As these two beasts slowly form before the viewer, the only sound is the faint whispering of Nethroi, calling them forth. For art number 3, I have chosen Heartless Act, which is illustrated by Ryan Pancoast. This card is a key moment in the story of Ikoria. General CURDLE is on the right of the composition, and he is about to behead a winged cat that he has chained to a platform on the left. This is the winged tiger that the new planeswalker Luca has bonded with, but is effectively abandoned in his pursuit of controlling all the monsters with the power of the Ozolith. The general is standing over the cat, which has been forced prone, and sets up the power dynamic of this scene. CURDLE's head is cut off by the edge of the frame, which hides his facial expression, dehumanizing him and positioning viewers to sympathize with the imprisoned tiger. CURDLE's cape flows down behind him and balances the red of the monster's wings on the left. The tiger itself has a thick iron band around its neck, forcing it to look straight ahead. It cannot even meet the eyes of its executioner. The chains connected to its wings are pulled tight, showing that it is struggling and straining against its bonds, but to no avail. It is hard to see at first, but there is an audience of armoured soldiers present. This execution is a public statement to all of Drannith that monsters and bonders are the enemy and not to be shown mercy. The tall, dark architecture of Drannith can be seen looming over the event in the background, and their grey and blue tones feel cold and imperial. This is a great piece of the Ikoria story, and a great piece of art that delivers it. My second favourite card is Mutual Destruction by Pindersky. This is another one of those cards that I enjoy because of how dynamic they feel. They capture a piece of action and freeze it at the most interesting point. Here we can see a human warrior who is lunged into the open mouth of a dinosaur, about to swing their weapon over their head to rip through the soft flesh of the creature's insides. At the same time, the dinosaur's tongue has coiled around the human's leg, and he is about to crunch down with its powerful jaw. There is a line of teeth at the top of the composition which give the card a really cool framing. and the human contrasts really well against the open sky in the background, standing out and grabbing my interest. Everything about the human's costume is in motion. The cape is being pulled off tightly to the right from the speed of the attack, there is a half-open pouch lifting off her hip, and green vials swinging from her neck and various straps rising from her armor. Pendersky has also made the dinosaur incredibly detailed, even though we only see a small section of its mouth. There are webs of saliva connecting the roof of its mouth to its tongue, and there are human corpses just hanging out to either side. Everything is covered in spikes, even the tongue, which seems uncomfortable, but impressive nevertheless. Both the dinosaur and human are amazingly detailed, and I love it. And for my favourite card, I have Easy Prey, which is illustrated by Ikoria Lair. This card shows a small frog-like creature in the bottom left of the frame, looking a little shocked, staring bug-eyed towards the viewer. Behind it stands a human hunter, one hand reaching out to grab his quarry, and the other brandishing a jagged blade. The hunter wears a horned mask and hooded cloak, making him appear sinister and dangerous. Behind the human, however, we can see the head of a large dinosaur with its mouth wide open and ready to snap down on the unsuspecting human. I love the parallelism between the two predators. Both have yellow eyes and horned faces, and there are sharp embellishments on the human's clothes that resemble the dino's teeth. Every time I look, I find more similarities. The dinosaur's tusk or horn comes around the human's head on the left, while its mouth is on the right, mimicking the human's hand and weapon placement. The viewer's attention is first drawn to the frog, which is achieved through the use of the bright, eye-catching greens, blues, and also bits of red. Our eyes are then led upwards and across, from the prey to the hunter, and then to the second, larger predator in the background. The angled shot positions each figure so that they are towering over the prey in front of them, rather than just standing behind. You can see that if I rotate the image, this menacing effect is lost. I love this art for its irony and how much the figures are linked with small details. Cards like this are great because there is always something new to find when you look at them. These are my top 5 black cards from Ikoria Lair of Behemoths. I hope you enjoyed and would love for you to discuss your favourites in the comments below. That's all for this video, stay safe and enjoy your games.